Food seduces. It touches more than your tongue. It flirts with your memory, your sense of belonging, your deepest hungers. But under every bite, there's a secret, a history, sometimes a theft. You've heard me tell the story of the potato, that little Andean miracle ripped from the soil of its creators and scattered across the globe through colonization like some other foods with similar tangled pasts. If you haven't, watch Colonization Brought One Good Thing, the potato. Because what we're about to uncover makes that story look like the appetizer before the feast. We often talk about cultural appropriation like it's a modern social media invention. It's not. It's as old as empire. At its core, cultural appropriation is this: taking from a culture that is not your own, without permission, without respect, without benefit to its originators, and often twisting it until the original meaning is gone. It can be a hairstyle, a song, a ceremony, or a recipe. But here's the uncomfortable truth. When it's done for profit, for power, for prestige, it's not just appropriation. It's exploitation. And exploitation is the skeleton key to our entire global economic system. Spaghetti and meatballs, garlic bread, and Italian salad dressing, comfort food, family food, and a cultural remix that spans continents. Tomatoes, stolen from the Americas, shipped to Europe by Spanish colonizers. Pasta, refined in Italy, but likely brought to Sicily by Arab traders in the 9th century and invented in China centuries before. Meatballs, Persian kofta reimagined in immigrant kitchens. Garlic bread, American invention inspired by bruschetta. Salad dressing, bottled in Chicago in the 1940s. 5 continents, hundreds of years, all sold back to you as authentic. The point isn't to shame the dish. The point is to see it clearly. A cultural collage born from migration, trade, and often from theft. Here's where it gets deadly. In the case of colonization, cultural appropriation wasn't just borrowing, it was bulldozing. Over centuries, colonization erased languages, faiths, foods, and entire ways of life. It wasn't an accident, it was policy. And it wasn't just loss, it was annihilation. Historians estimate that colonization, through war, slavery, forced displacement, and plagues, may have caused the deaths of up to 200 million indigenous people worldwide post-1492 to 20th century. And when a culture dies, its knowledge often dies with it. Except, the conqueror keeps the parts they want: a crop, a spice, a recipe, a ghost. So, do minority groups, especially those nearly erased, have an inherent right to cultural preservation? Yes, because preservation is not nostalgia, it's survival. It's resistance against the forces that once tried to wipe them out. And if we, the descendants of those who benefited from colonization, keep consuming without asking where it came from, without giving back, without honoring the source, we become accomplices in their erasure. We can't undo what our ancestors did, but we can decide whether we'll keep repeating their steps. For the curious, check out Native Land Digital, a non-profit digital website of the tribal lands. Check out who were the tribes who lived where you live, or earlier inhabitants. With other species and migration, none of us are probably from the places we think we are. Every time we take without acknowledgement, we're tasting a ghost. The ghost of the person who planted the seed, tamed the crop, carried the tradition. They may be gone, but the recipe remains. And the question is, will you pretend that ghost isn't there? Or will you invite them to the table? And if you think the potato story was tangled, wait until you hear about the pumpkin. A Native American crop turned jack-o'-lantern. A sacred food transformed into seasonal marketing gold. And a face, literal and cultural, exported by Hollywood, corporations, and the internet to the entire world. Like the potato, the pumpkin's journey is a tale of brilliance stolen, repackaged, and sold back to the world, with a smile carved into its face. Part 3 of this trilogy is coming, and it's spiced. Thank you for watching. You've just joined Renaissance Spirit, a channel dedicated to a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Here, we explore history, politics, culture, religion, personal growth, and the deep lessons of civilization, from ancient empires to the global systems shaping us today. We believe the Renaissance isn't over. It's waiting inside anyone who chooses curiosity, courage, and conscience. Living the Renaissance spirit means engaging with history as a dialogue, not just with the past, but with the future. So, what ghosts live in the food you love, and what would it mean to honor them? Like, subscribe, and take our Renaissance quiz to see if you carry the spark. Because if history is collapsing in real time, someone has to narrate the fall and plant the seeds of what comes next. the good and the terrible in the same breath. We see a lot of that these days, the people who want to destroy and the people who want to protect. Every decision, every action has compounding consequences. Buying directly from Indigenous producers, supporting cultural preservation programs, or even just learning and sharing the real history honors them and keeps their legacy alive. We owe that to them, because if we don't honor the ghosts at our table, one day we may become them. Live the Renaissance spirit. History has not died, only our understanding of it.